Hello. Um, it's me again, Diana Lee. Um, I was just sitting here thinking, I want to continue my videos about myself. And I made a post a couple of days ago uh, I mentioned a while back, well, it's been quite a few years, really, when it's happened, an incident that happened where part of me was inside my body, and my part of my consciousness was inside my body, and part of it was above my head. This happened back in the UK. I lived in the UK for 14 years, from 2004 to October of 2018. And this incident I want to talk about, happened, let me think, probably when I know it was when I lived in Salford with my ex. It happened in the year 2000, probably 2010, something, 2009, 2010, around in that area. Now, I have to say that I was with my ex for 11 and a half years. One of my exes, for 11 and a half years before I moved back. And during this time, we lived in Salford, the time I'm talking about. And I was on drugs. We both were. We both were. This time, at the time I'm talking about, it was heroin, okay? And it was one morning. We had come from a friend's house, and we were walking in the neighborhood, and we decided, there's a gentleman that lived there that we could borrow money from, occasionally. And so it was 7:30 in the morning, and me and my ex were walking through the neighborhood to this guy's house. And we got there, and it's strange how the neighborhood, I went down some steps to go to the guy's back door. And so my ex stayed up at the street, and he was behind some bushes, right? And so, anyways, I went and I started knocking on this door, and it was 7:30 in the morning. And I know it's early, but we're on drugs, we don't really care at the time. And so anyways, I'm knocking on this guy's door. And so I'm knocking, and I knocked quite a bit now. And from that, I never got an answer, but I could kind of sense I could see somebody through this glass door that was in there. They just weren't answering the door, so I kept knocking like an idiot. And anyways, all of a sudden, that's it. And that's the last I remember. Until when my consciousness came back. Now, what's weird is the fact that I had been knocking on this door. Hang on. I've been knocking on this door, and all of a sudden, it's blank. But when I come to, I'm standing I would say about 9 feet, 10 feet, even more, probably a little bit more, away from the door. And now, what happened was I'm standing straight up, my arms to my side, okay? And all of a sudden, I felt my consciousness come back into my body. Now, I could feel the energy my consciousness coming back through my body. And it got to my nose. It got right here. And it stopped. I opened my eyes, and the first thing I seen was my ex coming down the steps. He had some wildflowers in his hands. So as soon as my consciousness got here and my eyes opened, my eyes met my ex's. That's the first thing I see. My eyes met my ex's eyes. And I looked at him, and I just walked to him, and we just started talking like hot, I asked him where he'd been or something. I asked him what time it was. That's the first thing I asked him. I said, "What time is it?" And he told me it was 12:30. And I said, "That's 5 hours. Where was I for 5 hours?" I said, "I was knocking at the door, and I come to, and I'm standing this far back away from the door with my consciousness entering my body again, that got as far as to my nose, and I didn't know what to think, I was trying to, what happened for those 5 hours, And he told me what he had done. He said he didn't see me any longer, and he went off looking for me or something, went off into the mountains and pastures and was picking these flowers. He told me what he did. Now, some of it I can't quite make out, because if he was standing up at the top of the street and was looking down at me, I don't understand why he didn't see what happened to me, or whatnot. That it doesn't make any sense. But there's 5 hours that are unaccounted for, when I know for a fact I walked at his door at 7:30 and was knocking on it, and then I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to my consciousness. What happened to my body? Where did my body go? And then to be so far away from the door, standing straight up like with my hands to my side and just straight and looking forward, not looking forward, but my eyes were closed at the time, I guess. I don't know. But my eyes opened when my consciousness got to my nose. So for the longest time, anyways, my point, what I was trying to make, that is what happened. When I really noticed, my consciousness was above my head. I was partly in my body, but I was living up here. Like, my emotions were memories. Like, all my emotions were above my head. I could feel it, like, but yet I'm still consciously in my body. My brain's working, my mind's working, my memory's working. But I couldn't figure out, and I still don't know to this day, what happened to me for those 5 hours. And after realizing, after noticing what was going on, I had my consciousness above me, and I'm living in both worlds, so to speak. And it's weird how to put it into words, because I had all my faculties, I had my memories, and but I just had no recall of what happened for those 5 hours, and I still don't. But I know for a fact that I knocked on that door a lot, and then I lost consciousness. And when I came to, I was looking right at my ex's eyes, and he was looking right at me. So, it's hard to explain my feelings, what I felt like. It was all memory. I remembered what it felt like to be happy, but I couldn't feel the emotion inside me. I couldn't feel any emotions inside my body. My heart, for instance, for the longest time, I swear, my heart didn't beat. And I've even, I had this thought, my heart wasn't beating. And even went to the doctors, not for that, but just going for an appointment, and they take my blood pressure and told me the machine was broke. It wasn't registering it. And which only made me think, oh my God, my heart's really not beating. And I always would listen for my heart. I'd put my heart on my hand on my heart. And when I was really aware that my heart wasn't beating, I'd have people, put your hand on my heart. Do you feel anything? I was asking, do you feel anything? And they would say, no, I don't feel it. They would say no. But I wouldn't tell them I don't feel it. Well, I might have had. But I know this one lady at this one church we went to, it was called Oasis. And she put her hand on my heart, and she said she didn't feel it. Which made me think, well, how the hell am I living and my heart's not beating? I don't know. It was really strange. It affected me a lot. And so, yeah, that's what happened. Like, everything was a memory up here. Now, this went on from 2009, 2010. I'm thinking 2010-ish, early 2010. This might have happened. And it wasn't until I moved back from the UK, which was 2018. I have now got my own place. Which I moved here January 4th of 2020. And so I've had a lot of time to spend by myself and heal and all this stuff, trying to get my head back together. And it wasn't until I moved here that I now feel settled into my body, it's taken all that time to till most recently, till I feel settled in my body. I can feel my heartbeat, and now sometimes I'm kind of iffy about it. It's a little iffy, but I'm consciously aware. I'm aware of everything. But it wasn't until I got my own place and got into my own energy again, spending loads and loads of time by myself, and just being around in my own energy, to where I'm settled in my body, and my consciousness now, all this time since then, I feel in my body now. But what I'm experiencing is, there is a consciousness back here behind my head. There's an energy, an essence. I feel it. I'm not so sure it's me. Okay? I don't think it's me. It feels like, I don't want to say if it's intuition or my angelic guides, but there is an essence, an energy up back behind me here, and I can feel it in the back of my head. And I know I have this connection with Joe, and it's called Twin Flame. I don't know, because I relate to some of the symptoms like that, but I think it's more than that. I think I know it's spiritual, okay? But it's twin flame-ish, but from what the information I'm hearing on YouTube and the videos that I listen to continuously, I don't watch TV, I watch a lot of videos, and half the time I have them on, and I may not even be listening to them, it's just background noise, basically, but, a lot of the ones I've been listening to, I don't agree with some of the stuff. See, that's why it makes it different for me. It is that, but it's also something else. It's not just twin flame light. See, and it's more to it than that. But yeah, there's something back here right back here, there's an essence, an energy. And I'm not quite sure what it is yet. It's clouded like. It feels like a cloud. Well, right now, at this moment, it feels like a cloud. A cloud is back here. Not inside. It's out here, right behind me. And it follows me. It follows me. It follows my direction. Where I move, and it follows me. So I don't know what's to come of that. But yeah, I was living by memories of things. Memories. I remember how it feels to be happy. I have no problem with sadness. Okay, that's one thing I have no problem with. Is the sadness that comes easy. And that just has to do with regret and things that have went on in the past. And when I talk about the past, unless I say otherwise, it's been the 21 years. This has all went on since that concert I went to of Def Leppard, beginning this journey thing, or my life path or whatever, started August 8th of 2000 at a Def Leppard concert. But anyways, yeah, I just wanted to explain that a little bit about, I couldn't express my emotions. And everything was living up here. I was living in the clouds, you know. But yeah, I'm settled back into my body. But this thing's going on. So I don't know. I'm not quite sure what that is. Right now, if I focus on it, it's a cloud. Basically, that's what it feels like. It's clouded. It feels like a cloud behind me. Yeah.